Hey everybody, what's going on? I just want to talk about an article that's out now on musicfeeds.com, which appears to be an Australian site. So they have an article about 13 things that could legitimately happen on Guns N' Roses' Australian tour. Even before reading this article, I already guessed a few of them, which actually were in the article. So, one of them is Rose Tattoo opening for the band, which, Rose Tattoo has been a huge influence on Guns N' Roses. They opened for them back in their 93 tour. I think they opened for them back on their tour in 2013. And I know Angry Anderson's actually played with Slash live on stage as well. And of course, they covered Nice Boys on GNR Lies, which is one of my favorite songs from that record. So let's talk about the 13 things they identify. So Wolf Mother will support them. That very likely could happen. Wolf Mother's opened a couple dates for Guns N' Roses. I think they opened in Philadelphia for them, and of course, Andrew Stockdale played on Slash's 2010 solo record. By the Sword, by the way, is one. Hopefully, they play that song. I'm really hoping that Guns N' Roses play some songs off of Slash's solo stuff and Velvet Revolver. I think that could be an interesting twist, largely because we've seen Slash and Duff play on Chinese Democracy songs so far. So they think Wolf Mother could support them. So I think that's highly possible as well. Number two, they think Rose Tattoo will support them. They say it's a very likelihood as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Angry Anderson actually joined them on stage and sang Nice Boys with them. Number three, Angry Anderson will appear in some way, shape, or form. We already talked about that. Angus Young will make a cameo. This one, is an interesting one because, AC/DC's tour is going to be over and their future is kind of up in the air. So he joined them at Coachella. I think it's likely, but who knows? I think it would be cool if they brought Angus Young back out to play some AC/DC songs. They'll probably just do a whole lot of Rosie and Riff Raff once again. I don't know if they'll throw any other songs in there. Number five is Norman Gunston will return to his last GNR, or to top his last GNR interview. There's a clip on YouTube of this Australian reporter. I think he basically is like a comedian. And, there's a clip from the Use Your Illusion tour back in 1993 where he was asking Duff and Slash a bunch of different questions. I've actually put the link to it down below. It's kind of a rare interview, and it's not that long, but go check it out if you guys haven't seen it. Number six, the show will start on time. That's very likely. I think Guns N' Roses have been on time for pretty much every concert. They're maybe, off by 10 minutes here or there, but it's not a couple hours like it was back in the day. Number seven, it will start like this. If you guys have been reading the set list, usually before GNR hits the stage, they usually have like the Looney Tunes theme playing, and then they have the Harry Gregson Williams theme from The Equalizer. They'll probably be playing the same one. They've been doing that pretty consistently across the entire tour. They think it'll go past midnight. I guess it really depends what time the shows start at. It's funny, on the West Coast, Guns hit the stage at like 8 p.m., so they're obviously done before midnight because they play about a 2.5-hour show. But then, when they're playing on the East Coast, they're starting the show around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and of course they go past midnight. So it really depends on what the start time is in Australia. I don't know what the start times typically are for tours there. They think will be heavy on covers and Appetite era songs. I think the set list is going to stick pretty close to what we've already seen. They haven't changed the set list a whole lot. We have seen some alternate set lists with songs like Nice Boys, Perfect Crime, Slither even appeared on there once, but they haven't actually played it. And there may be a couple other songs they interchanged. Like Yesterday's was played in LA, which they haven't really played a whole lot on the tour. So I don't expect a ton of new songs. I would say it's going to be pretty similar to what we've seen in the past. Number 10, it'll finish with a big encore. Every Guns N' Roses concert pretty much finishes with Paradise City, unless Axl gets pissed off and walks off stage. But I doubt that'll happen. So it's pretty safe to say Paradise City will close out the show, and there's no better song from their catalog to do so. Number 11, Axl will do the snake dance. He pretty much does it whenever they're playing Brownstone, it seems. Like every time Mr. Brownstone comes on, he's always doing that snake dance, especially on the chorus. The number 12, there'll be a full-blown Appetite era lineup. There's no chance of this happening. Even today, I wonder what is up with Izzy Stradlin. I would have thought LA would have been the perfect time for him to come out and play with Steven Adler and the rest of the guys, and he's nowhere to be found, so I don't think Izzy's going to travel all the way to Australia to play, 3 songs. And I don't think Steven Adler's going to show up either, but who knows? I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Number 13, Our Minds Will Be Blown Away. It's amazing. On this tour, I have not read one negative review of Guns N' Roses' show. Every review's been glowing. I've been reading, they're a great live act to go see. I've never actually seen Guns N' Roses live. The one thing I've noticed is Axl's voice has been a little inconsistent in certain shows. Like he sounds very Mickey Mouse-ish, like they call him Mickey. on certain songs, but you know what? He's given it 100%. Of course, he's not going to sing like he did when he was 30. And, Slash's playing has been terrific, and the rest of the guys sound great. I thought his drumming is starting to get better. Like, they're playing the songs a little bit more in time and not as rushed as they were at the beginning of the tour. At least that's what I feel. And that basically does it for the article. So let me know your thoughts. What kind of predictions do you think we're going to see on their next leg of their tours? Now, I could be wrong about the set list, because if you guys have seen like the past times they toured on the Use Your Illusion tour, there was a different eras, like different legs of the tour, and they would add songs and change songs to the set list. So who knows? Maybe they'll throw in an acoustic section of the set list like they did in 1993. But we'll have to wait and see. But be sure to subscribe to my channel, guys. I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date on the latest happenings in the world of Guns N' Roses. I'll be covering all the AC/DC stuff that's going on with Axl, as well as any side project stuff that goes on, in between the legs of the tour as well. So that does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching, and take care.